A recent study done by sociology professors showed that for every 50 sociology academics, there is only one that is conservative. Out of 479 university sociology professors, only 2% self-identify as conservative. Only 13% consider themselves moderate, and the rest are radicals with a capital R. Now, this study only focused on sociology, but there was another study done by the National Association of Scholars that found that the ratio of Democratic professors to Republican professors is 12.7 to 1. 40% of the college's survey had 0 registered Republicans on the staff. About 80% had so few Republican staff members that they were statistically insignificant. The courses and the subjects range all over the learning spectrum, but the message is same. Now, the two worst in the top 5 are sociology, and you'll never guess this one, journalism. Out of nearly 9,000 professors and 51 of the top-rated schools, the number, Democrat to Republican, communications faculty members is 108 to 0. To 0. The number of conservative communication professors teaching today is actually 0. If you think the bias in the media is bad now, you haven't seen anything yet. But let me go back to sociology. No one in history has shaped modern-day sociologists more than Karl Marx. Marx, yet another one of those new thinkers, educated in Germany, is the founder of sociology. Now remember, students today taking sociology classes in universities are getting their information from a field that was started by Karl Marx and is dominated by radical leftists. 75% claim they are self-identified radicals. Now, this is a sample of what you or your kids might be hearing. This particular professor is from the sociology department at Siena College. He is lecturing, of course, on Karl Marx. Watch.
I think where he was wrong was in underestimating the power of the dominant ideology of the society to convince people that it's the best system. And stop imagining that there might be another way to organize labor that would lead to a different set of social relations and a different set of ideas in the society. And that's part of what we're trying to get you to think about, is that you can step out of the matrix. You can step out of the dominant ideology of your time. You can step out of the way society is organized around you and begin to think, how might it be organized differently?
Right, like how did Karl Marx do it? He's saying Karl Marx was right, and the only reason why he failed is because he failed to anticipate how strongly people could be indoctrinated on capitalism. And part of their job is, universities as a whole, I'm assuming, was to help people break out of the capitalist Jedi mind trick. Now, this is the type of junk our kids are getting in school. The study highlighted on campus reform gave a few examples of how modern social issues are being explained by sociologists. Now, I want to show you a paragraph from the official study and see these are some of the buzzwords that they're teaching in school. Okay, this is what's leaving the classroom. Is it coming into our everyday narrative? Values such as hypermasculinity. Oh, there it is. Toxic masculinity is killing men, the roots of male trauma. Okay. How about sexual conquest? Yes, professor claims responsible fatherhood reinforces patriarchy. Extreme individualism and materialism. It's spreading, and that's not good. Reverence for the gun. Gun culture is a problem. Government's role. We need to eat less meat. Should the government step in? Of course. The message is all over the place. If you ever wonder where these terms, toxic masculinity, is coming from, extreme individualism, calls for more social government control, where are they all coming from? Right from the horse's ass. I mean, the mouth of the professors. The first American university sociology department was established at the University of Chicago. It was established by a guy named Albion Small. He published the first textbook on sociology, and his work has been the cornerstone of what we see on college campuses today. If you're curious what Americans were taught when they went to sociology class, what would it look like under Small? Here's a small quote from the American Journal of Sociology, the publication that he actually founded in 1895. Quote, Small adopted a near socialistic thesis that nature and labor are the sole ultimate factors in productivity. In the place of the profit economy, he would substitute the conception of production for human service under state supervision, end quote. Marxism is being force-fed to our kids under the guise of sociology and studies. It has been going on since the turn of the century, and quite honestly, when Barack Obama got into office, it went into turbo. The strategy is actually quite brilliant. If you can't convince people that socialism is the way to go via the facts, and you can't, socialism doesn't work, never has worked, let me look at Venezuela again. Then you have to construct a world where capitalism is the bad guy and concentrate on the social rifts and identity politics, which ultimately end with class warfare. You really have to marvel at the success that they've had. This strategy has almost completely changed how the younger generation views capitalism and socialism. A recent Gallup poll showed that for the first time ever, 18 to 29-year-olds favor socialism over capitalism, even though they can't describe it. These are young men and women fresh out of college who have been force-fed leftist, sometimes radical leftist ideology. Have you ever heard Trump supporters mocked, Republicans mocked, ridiculed as uneducated? Well, let me translate that. What that really means is that people like me, maybe you, haven't gone through their re-education camps. I'm not going to, nor would I let my kids go through one of those camps, formerly known as American universities.